Hello, everyone. Today we are here for yet another exciting match of the 70 Star Pro League. Both of the racers here today are sub 50 capable, one of them being recently getting his 47, which is no mean feat. Before I introduce these amazing racers today, with me in the booth today, calming with me is Meter. How are you doing on this fine day today?
I am doing fantastic. Really excited to be here with the Cool Cat Gang and getting to watch some of the literal best in the world do some 70 star.
Yeah, and that is no joke, honestly. These players are both cracked in their own ways. Speaking of which, let's introduce both the runners before we get right into business. So, in the left corner tonight, we have Scythamer, not so recently getting his 47, knowing to be a force of reckoning with 70 in general. How are you doing tonight?
I'm a bit nervous, especially after that last race performance, but I think I'll do okay this time, or at least better than I did last time.
Yep, there's always room for potential upsets, so keep your head in the game and you might have this. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, in the right corner, we have Bombs, whose PB is a fair bit higher than Scythamer's, but from what I've seen of his gameplay, he's pretty consistent, and that could really show in tonight's race. How are you doing on this fine night?
I guess the same as what he said, because I did not also had some also pretty rough performance on my race against Cali. Hopefully I play better this time.
Yep, that is definitely fair enough. This is the Pro League after all, so very good chance these racers are going against some formidable foes and will definitely shake them up here and there. But with that, both of these racers are ready to go, and we will let race time send them off. Best of luck to the both of you.
Yeah, good luck, Scythamer.
Good luck.
It's me, Mario.
The timers begin.
Hello. Okie dokie.
And the stakes are high.
Mario.
As you know, once the first part of the Pro League ends, there will be a single elimination bracket for the top 8 that do make it. And the top 3 that win this tournament get a hefty sum of the prize money. So there's a fair bit on the line here.
On top of that, just wanting to show out when you're in competitions like this, all of these guys, in order to have the times they have to be competitive, even if it's just with themselves. So definitely competition can drive some really interesting things, be they huge Mario meltdowns or some of the best play we've ever seen from these guys.
For sure. As you know, a lot of speedrunning is about risk management, and especially when you get to the sub 50 level, you are forced to contend with high risk, low reward strats just to save those precious few seconds to climb up that last bit of the ladder to world record eventually. And with that, both are starting with bomb clip. IHOP is another option that a lot of pro runners like to do, but that is way too risky in a race setting, so here we are.
Here we go.
I am just getting into doing 70 star myself with a 111 right now. So a lot I can learn just by watching. I'm really excited to see these guys run in this capacity and maybe learn some backups.
Yeah, you could definitely learn a lot of good backups. Though the thing is, like, since you're starting out, you're going to want to focus on just improving movement and avoiding resetting whenever you can. Just a small bit of advice for the beginning of your 70 journey. Best of luck with that meter.
Very much appreciated. Constantly trying to consume more knowledge, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping to get here today. Oh no, glitching through that little walkway pad there.
That
And,
isn't. Go ahead, sorry.
No, by all means.
Yeah, unfortunately, has been known to happen. Bridge can be quite flimsy since it's just a bunch of blocks put together. The Fire Sea Bridge actually has some interesting properties to it.
Oh, the one right before you get in the giant funnel.
Exactly.
Does Bowser go in that funnel in order to get to where he lives?
No, if you pay attention to that fight, he's got teleportation powers. He's good to go.
It's a fair point. 3 stars apiece from these guys so far.
Yeah, though it's gonna be hard to follow them one by one because Womps has opted for Womps 8 to get some of the more annoying stars out of the way quicker, while Scythamer opted to save that 0.7 seconds by doing Slide first.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, either one is fairly valid. Small time save, but something to consider if you're at a high level where every bit counts.
And that's always super fascinating to see what, like you said, where that risk management comes in. And do I need to push it right now? Do I want to get a head start? Or do I just want to wait and hope that my opponent messes up?
Yeah, pretty much. And with this, we see that they're trucking along with the Womps 100 coin, known to be one of the hardest stars in the game with some of the faster cycles.
I feel like any of the stars with cycles often get called extremely hard. I know Dark World often gets called one of the hardest stars in the game too. A good optimal Dark World Reds.
Yeah, because cycles are intimidating due to the fact that you have to play the game on the game's terms rather than your terms. And that is scary for someone starting out.
Double jump. Beautiful wall kick in.
Wow.
Scythamer going for the triple jump, but both of them with Owless.
Yeah, kind of impressed the one with the 49 went for double jump Owless. That is not easy at all.
Either that's what they're familiar with, or they're showing out right now, knowing they are going against literally one of the best in the world, 26th in the world in 70 star right now.
Yeah, in a race, you only get one shot, so it is definitely best to stick with what you know, even if it's harder than some simpler strats.
I feel like
ahead.
I feel like there are times when I feel like I know I normally don't get this, but right now I'm feeling that I'm gonna go for it, and a lot of times that ends up being fruitful. Do you ever get that feeling yourself of just feeling it, knowing you're gonna get it?
No, I'm pretty rigid and safe when it comes to most strats. Like when I go for a particular minute barrier, I have a set amount of strats I practice and train consistency with, and I stick with them for the most part.
That's very smart. That's how you end up with a 49.35.
Oh wow, been doing some research on me.
I have indeed. You're very impressive running.
Yep, so I think the two impressive things I do so far would be Pro Boost, not so impressive at my level anymore, but I feel like my consistency with that's pretty solid. And then another one is right side in bits. I feel like a lot of people shy away from that.
I still jump across the logs. If I'm on a pacer, I don't want to lose it there.
There's no shame in that when you are starting out and there is a lot on the line for a PB and plenty of room to work with. That is a very good play.
And that's right back to that risk management you're talking about.
Exactly.
Now, interesting. Do you have any insight into the mentality of doing Secret Slide back to back versus doing first, then all of Womps, then again?
Well, funny enough, like, I never really stuck with Womps 8 myself, because I found it too awkward to do PSS twice in a row. It wasn't even a time safe thing for me. It was just more of a mental thing.
Oh no, I'm missing one of those, but we'll be able to pick it up on the way back. Scythamer. I was told those hitboxes on red coins flying, you want to go either center or low versus high.
Yeah, for sure. Both of them having a fairly decent wing cap at the very least.
A little more clean from bombs, but trying to pick up some time themselves right now.
And yep, and I do agree with Saren and Bombs that right side is overrated. I just consider it impressive more so because a lot of people shy away from it when they shouldn't really.
Angry Kermit did teach me a setup for standing left that's fairly consistent.
Is it the one where you punch the air?
Yup.
Yep. That's what's known as normalized movement, where it pretty much sets up like a fixed position of sorts so that you don't have to do any forward adjustment with the stick. You just go and focus on the jumps. The jumps.
Yeah, I love that.
Very important in blindfolded runs.
I imagine Bubsy feels that way.
Yeah, I think he makes a big point about that, actually. Looks like Bombs is kind of having a rough go at it with Big Cycle, unfortunately.
I'm getting right back into it, though.
Yeah, but still maintaining his composure. Honestly, in a race setting, anything that isn't a death is good in my book.
I've always said it is faster to be slow than dead.
Ooh, Scythamer not quite getting that throw, unfortunately.
Scythamer with the meter strats, the double throw on Dark Lord.
Oh, well, gotta give Bomb somewhat of a chance, right? You know?
I'm sure if he had his way, no. The Scythamer would not give Bombs a chance.
Like, Bombs is definitely capable, but we need to sprinkle in some of that dramatic tension for these kind of races. This is the Pro League, after all.
The script does call for that. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Another star that I definitely still struggle with. I will be very interested to see their setups for this.
Hey, I have a 49, and I still hate this strat.
I've got it once ever.
Yeah. Like, with how Scythamer and not quite for Bombs, like, grab the wing cap so quick after breaking the box. That is much harder than it looks.
Well stated. Definitely agree. Both of them making it look easy.
Yeah. Like, getting to the island itself is fairly straightforward with enough practice, but grabbing that cap ever so quickly does take some precise movement. And, like, players like me, actually... Ooh!
Oh, no.
Taking a slip on that slope!
The great equalizer.
That is tragic. It's hard to see with that slide terrain, but there's a little part of that edge that's considered a slope.
Beautiful on the backup on the second attempt. But now
Bomb's
Bomb's taking a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, let's see how far he takes it.
Looks like we'll be doing Penguin Return next.
Yeah.
You know, I return that penguin, and then I go back up to the top. Penguin's right back up there.
All right, so Bomb's going for the conventional strat without like the see up camera. Maybe he might have missed Pengu trick, but I'm not sure. While Scythamer does get Pengu trick without much issue. Saves 0.5 by skipping a little animation and maintaining some momentum.
I had never seen that before. That was a dropped the penguin at the last second so that they could skip the drop the penguin animation.
Pretty much.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and it does keep some momentum too, so you could just jump to the star immediately.
Okay, doing no penguin race. 100.
Yeah. If you've dug into the community a fair bit, you'll realize that Tama Pillarless is no easy feat.
Okay. Where did Tomoples come in?
Because you mentioned doing like the slide without the penguin race before doing 100 coins in penguin race. So I kind of wanted to use this as a good segue to explain a common route split for 49 and 48 level players where some people do 100 coin with the penguin race and they do Tama Pillarless once. And then others will do the 100 coin without the penguin race and will have to do Tama Plus twice. The latter saves about 5 to 6 seconds, but with how difficult Tama Pillarless is, it's a very tricky route split to commit to.
So Bombs is just not doing penguin race at all and will do a second plus as punishment.
I mean, it can be a reward if it pans out correctly.
Uh-oh.
Oh, still one. He's good.
Oh my goodness, that was unnecessarily close.
Penguin pushed him to victory.
I'll have a medal, but here's a star.
I think we'd rather the star anyways.
Oh, let me see the medal.
Interesting. That is a question we will never find out, though. It will always remain a mystery.
That's true. Someone call Shigeru, ask him. Miyamoto-san.
Yeah, I thought you meant Shigeru Narada.
No.
From...
Fair.
This is the speed running, after all.
Imagine if we found out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Miyamoto cares much for Mario 64 anymore.
Imagine if we found out that Shig was Miyamoto the whole time.
Wow. That would be a big conflict of interest because game developers and speedrunners are opponents by nature. One tries to fix glitches, the other tries to exploit glitches. It was never meant to be.
But in that way, do they not work together? Both wishing to... One discovers them, and then the other is able to get rid of them because of it.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, glitch hunters can serve as double agents in very rare scenarios.
Double agents. I love it. I love the drama added to it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Time to pay the piper.
All right. This is the moment, one of the moments we've been waiting for. So good, first place. Nice. Opting to do secrets first, which is normally what you should do in runs, but in a race, it can be risky in case your second place does not work out too well.
So this is a better backup if the second plus doesn't work out.
Yeah. Well, no, the idea is you do the simpler star for +1, and if you abandon +2, that's less time wasted.
Ah, I see. Makes sense.
Yeah. But normally you want to do secrets first because if your second plus is the ooh,
All right. What do you think? Top of the pyramid?
probably this is a peculiar situation to clutch Talon. Yep,
Beautiful.
called it. But as I was saying, if you do your second plus last and you didn't do secrets, you got contend with a tornado during plus.
Oh, that's a really good point I never even thought about.
I've learned that the hard way a couple times, honestly.
Here we go.
Ooh,
Taking the second backup for double plus.
yeah. I think Scythamer hit a. I think was it Scythamer or Bombs that grabbed top of the pyramid?
Bombs has failed second plus twice.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so Scythamer's just cruising through SSL.
Indeed. Any time lost earlier has now been gained back, but Bombs
Yeah.
trying to make up for it right now.
On. Well, at least he
There you go.
clutched it.
Agreed.
It can be scary if you opt for double plus in a race and it doesn't work out. A lot of room to panic.
I've found there's always more room to panic.
This game is just anxiety simulator.
Especially when you're at the point of either being in a pro league race or only being able to save seconds on your PB.
Oh yeah, trust me, like back during one time where I did races, like the nerves kind of felt similar to like going in the final exams. Like did you
That's
get
good.
that?
Just that the rumbling in the belly,
Here go.
the sweaty hands and twitching.
Yeah. Where your veins become ice cold.
And both heading into the volcano.
Scythamer busting out a nice looking pro boost.
Beautifully done.
Yeah, saves about 5 seconds compared to triple jump, so that is a big chunk.
Definitely, that's especially at that level. Barely sub 48. Incredible.
Oh, for sure. So, I noticed Bombs did elevator first. Okay. Ooh,
Oh no, gonna have to climb.
Here we go.
yeah.
Ooh, and
Has
taking
to
a
scale the
water
volcano, unfortunately, because elevator was already used as a backup.
break. Only
I do not-
20
Here go.
Please,
Go.
go ahead. No.
Yeah, so I'm unsure what kind of pro boost Bombs was going for because I personally went from triple jump to pro directly, so I have little knowledge of the in-betweens.
I see. Just went straight from good to great.
Yeah, I wanted those 5 seconds. Could you really blame me?
Yes. You're a maniac.
Well,
Bully.
it worked out, thankfully.
True. Bully living
Bully-
up to its name.
Here go.
Clean bully execution on Bombs' part. Love to
Indeed.
see it.
Scythamer are about to attempt the same.
Yep. Interestingly enough, I think it was because of muscle memory, but it looked like he primed his camera to go for the ledge grabless big bully.
Mm.
Yeah. It's a subtle strat, but it does save about 2 seconds, because if you ledge grab, you have to do the whole routine of getting up, priming yourself to kill the bully.
Mm.
Very, very time consuming.
Every one of these decisions that they make could lead to huge time save or absolute disaster when there's such little time to be able to give up.
Yeah, these high and top level strats are risky, so anyone who has like a shout out level time in this category and they're racing, it's anyone's game. Because like
Mhm.
yeah. Because like even like 47 level players could just have a bad day, and all these hard tricks could lose them a lot of time.
I found too that when you get off your game, you get out of your muscle memory and have to do different things. A lot of times that can really go from bad to worse.
Yeah, muscle memory and mental game are very important factors for high level play. So like a lot of people will reset over tiny mistakes because it's just that tilting and it will poison their mindset for the rest of the run.
Speaking of poisoning my mindset, these chests and their hitboxes are the worst.
Yeah, well, the secret to these chests is that if you just face forward while you hit it, you open it. Even if you're touching the back corner of that chest, as long as your face. What do I mean?
What do you mean face forward?
Like, so you know the keyhole of the chest?
Yes.
If you're facing parallel to that direction with some flexibility, you're gonna open it. Doesn't matter where you touch it.
I will have to test that out. And I've heard a lot of people gripe about the Star Scythamer is about to do as well. I haven't had too much trouble with it. Knock on some wood for me. But when I have, the hitboxes are awful.
Oh yeah, there's this video that shows off this game's hitboxes, and there's a part where it shows off the Manta hitboxes, and you could see why it's just an inconsistent disaster.
Is that a Panin?
I'm not sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to deny credit or anything,
No.
it's just that some of these details escape my mind, unfortunately.
No, I would never think you're trying to deny credit. Just that you want to be accurate with your statement.
Fair enough. Oof. Barely getting that second one.
One surrounded by water, the other fire.
A sauna of fire and ice. Or fire and water.
Ice is coming. Don't jump it.
Yeah. But I think fire will be gone by that point.
It's fair. Both in Fire Sea at this point. But
Yep,
Scythamer's made the trek.
Oh, for sure. Looks like he managed it well. This is unfortunately one of those stages where if you do the most optimal cycle, any little dent in your consistency and your performance is just a 20-second loss. Very much so. One of the
And
most... Go ahead.
That's from that elevator side. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Like the one where, yep, the elevator, well, the ramps in the middle floor of this stage.
Fair. There is an actual elevator in this, so that's a good correction.
Yeah. That elevator chills and waits for you, so no worries there. It's the ramps that are the concerning part.
Fair point.
Alright. Scythamer having first blood on upstairs, giving us a nice little dance to commemorate this.
Beautiful. Nice tail glitch.
Love to see it. So unfortunately, Scythamer lost 1 coin right off the bat. Unless he can... Oh,
Oh, it
doesn't
just
quite
chose
get...
none.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently bombs at 100% CPU. Yeah, some stream setups can be quite demanding, even if we're dealing with 64-bit games.
I found Discord to be very demanding as well.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor too.
This is
Like
fine.
I have to shut that down when I do runs myself.
I had never thought to do that side flip off of that pork box. I'm gonna have to start implementing that because that is way faster.
Yeah.
I
These are
love watching different people and picking up different things from everybody.
Yeah, if you're looking for inspiration, you have chosen to be in a fantastic spot today.
Oh, the lengths I went to for 1 coin, not knowing that there was a coin in that box right there.
Yep, there is a buffer coin, but there's a lot of scenarios where people will opt to collect it if it's a bit out of the way, because throwing the Chuckya and collecting those coins can be scary. Oh, gets the triple jump wall kick with the early
Excellent.
box break. One of the harder strats of this run for sure.
The Scythamers seem to be in their stride right now.
Yeah. Scythamer is definitely going to be consistent with a lot of these scary strats because he used a lot of blood and sweat to get his 47. It was a rough journey.
They don't just hand those out, I've found.
Yeah. I'm sacrificing blood and sweat just for a 48. 47's gonna be a different story.
I'm still only at sweat, but I'm going for the sub 110, so maybe we can get to blood at some point.
Yeah, try to avoid that whenever you can.
Noted. Oh no!
Ooh, not quite getting the second, or like bombs' first one. Yeah, like I said, that is a difficult strat to pull off, and as you can see, if you haven't like put in that sacrificing work to get a 47, it is easy to mess it up.
Yeah, I mean, sub 48 is insane. I think a sub 50 is insane, but you know, teach their own and their abilities.
If we're talking about insane, let's give a shout out to Suiji's recent 4640. Like, that is some really scary stuff right there.
Yes, yes it is. For some reason, I knew that was going to happen when he started streaming that day. And,
yeah, that guy is just a force of nature.
Fully agreed.
And on top of that, his practice framework is shown some really solid results.
It's very true. And not afraid to share it either. Whatever info they have, whatever strats they have.
Oh yeah, no one really hides strats in speedrunning because knowledge is only a tenth of it. Effort and consistency is a solid 90%, if not more.
And keeping your airway clear through the whole run is the other bit.
Yep, that'll be difficult during Tippy when the nerves kick in.
I am bad enough at Tippy that it does not give me nerves yet, so...
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, enjoy the beginner part of the journey while it lasts, honestly.
Getting greens still, getting gold still, it's a very nice feeling after 2 years of running just 16. It's nice to be getting some greens again.
Oh, you run 16.
Yes, that's what I ran off and on for a couple of years, and I just after grinding out a bunch of 70, went back to 16, and like everyone says, it just makes you better at the game. I got a mid 18, so I
Not
was very
bad.
happy with that.
With that, both Bombs and Scythamer clear the left side mountain clip and THI without any issue. But with some of the top-notch gameplay that Scythamer's been busting out today, has a fair lead into TTM while Bombs is still trying to wrap up THI.
Yeah, significant lead as it stands right now, but anything can happen. One death, one big
Right as you
flub.
say that.
I mean,
Right as you say that.
that's how it goes.
Missing that mountain clip.
It can be deceptively tricky,
Yeah.
but needed to go over there for that anyway, so.
Yeah, generally the setup for it is fairly reliable, but there are a few that slip under the cracks.
I've seen a lot of different setups for it too, so very interesting to see Scythamers. Be interested to see Bombs.
There is a particular setup you can do to get something known as insta-clip, where you don't have to swim in the water while getting the insta-up warp, and it saves about a solid second.
Big Bombs bonk. Gonna set up for crazy box jump.
So we know who Saren's rooting for now.
I think Saren's rooting for a close, competitive race.
Yeah, I mean, they're both in TTM, but so there's still a good chance of that.
There is a lot of really good 70-star Pro League action all this week, so if you have not followed, subscribed, do so now. Don't forget, don't wait and risk forgetting. You're going to want to be here for it. Great backup, gets it the second time. Scythamer are going to head over to these mushrooms, pick up some red coins.
Yeah. So not opting to go for that final side flip to get to the 8th red. Which I don't blame him, honestly. I fiddled around with it for a few attempts in practice, and it is extremely difficult.
Now, at this point, give me your take from both of these guys' shoes. How safe you playing? How does the current situation and the lead that Scythamer has change your playstyle? Or does it?
Okay.
You go a lot safer if you're Scythamer, knowing you have a significant lead. Do you start going for some crazy strats as Bombs, trying to make up a little bit of time?
Honestly, I just don't pay attention to my opponent at all. I just go dark, go for the best and no reset I can muster, and hope for the best.
I love that. I think that's it's actually probably the best possible answer.
Yeah, like not everyone enjoys that playstyle, but it is the best way if you want to avoid as many mind games as possible.
I mean, some people thrive under that pressure, right? How many times have we seen Cheese pull out something crazy in the moments of the most pressure? It's when he plays the best.
It's definitely a person-to-person thing when it comes to results, that's for sure.
Fair point.
Yeah, and like, that's the beauty of progressing in this category. You'll pick up strats that a fair bit struggle with, and then you'll struggle with a bunch of strats that a fair bit pick up easy.
For me, it feels like every time I play, there's a new thing I'm failing at that I didn't fail at before.
Yeah, but either way, your path is custom, and the journey is unique to you. Tried that and got a 55, so obviously doesn't work out in Bombs' favor, unfortunately.
That was poetic, Grief.
Yeah.
Astute.
Well, yeah. Like, it is just like playing a game as fast as possible, but if you care about it enough, you can find some deep meaning in it. Ooh, not
It
quite
is
getting
so
that jump.
close. Oh, I've never thought to kick up like that, to silly kick.
Yep. There's another good backup for you.
I always just take the spin drift.
That jump is difficult because if you press A too early, you lack the speed to clear the chasm. And if it's too late, your height's going to be too low to clear the chasm.
And that is where the Circumark Atmos Pass ROM is just amazing for the progression of this game as a speedrun.
Oh yeah, the speed counter, you mean?
Well, Usamune in general.
Oh yeah, it is miles better than any practice ROM for any speed game you can think of. The fact that it is as refined as it is just absolute insanity. And all of us players are privileged for being able to use it.
I have yet to use it, but I will be using it very soon.
Yeah, that's fair. I had a cursed 4 months where I didn't use it because I didn't have an EverDrive and I started directly on console.
Is Saren making fun of the way I said it? Did I say it wrong, or just phonetically spelling it?
I don't know. Might be making fun of me, I'm not sure.
OOT practice ROM is the best practice ROM. Well, I am unfamiliar.
Well,
I would not make a
same-
claim that any are, but
Same here, so I can't dispute or agree to it.
it was your claim.
Oh,
that
yeah.
SM64 is the best.
Yeah, with my relative anyway.
It is a factual opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely compared to like practice ROMs like Banjo Kazooie.
Now, I was going to ask you about that because you do a couple of different. It looks like you stick around N64, but Banjo-Kazooie versus SM64 is, though very similar, also very different.
Oh yeah,
you-
the movements kind of like night and day.
I gotta believe Banjo has to be less smooth than Mario. Like, I don't know many games that could compare in the smoothness of Mario.
Yeah, and like as much as people can dismiss Mario as like the kids game that like most people don't really get into when they age, the series is a marvel when it comes to platforming mechanics. Like, just imagine, like, Super Mario Bros. On NES, one of the first platformers to exist. They nail the mechanics off the bat. Amazing.
Yeah, they did.
Scythamer. Go ahead.
No, please. You're talking about the game. Talk about that.
Yeah, Scythamer busting out a clean-looking whack-a-bounce.
Beautiful, and still keeping that 3-star lead pretty firmly as they're heading into the final. Well, I won't say throws because there are literal final throws, but final segment that we call Tippy.
Yeah. Last but certainly not least, Tippy has been known to be a graveyard of many runs. And right as I say that, we see Scythamer struggling a fair bit with reds. Not quite getting to that first coin cleanly, having to navigate an extra portion of that maze.
And they have that wiggle room right now, but it will disappear quickly. Bombs does not let off the gas. They are keeping that same distance. Both of them just waiting for the other two either make a mistake or, in Scythamer's case, not make a mistake.
Yeah, like bombs. There may be like close to a 2-minute gap between the winners, but bombs has demonstrated some very nice consistency. So it would be a crime to discount him in anything.
Fully agreed. And with a 2-minute difference between PBs, that is significant. That is huge.
Ooh, not quite getting that long jump. Slow entry to Rainbow Ride, but not the most earth-shattering mistake.
Great grab there and swinging in the breeze. We get a lack of bounce from bombs.
Yeah.
Opting for... Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Toad last.
No, I was gonna say that Bombs was opting for the faster movement at the end, the lack of bounce. Definitely not easy.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Toad last is the common play, but there is a fair chunk of people that do Toad early.
I do only because that's what was on Wikipedia when I looked up the route.
Yeah, like you get Toad over with early.
Yeah. I hate that guy.
Yeah, they're similar routes, but I kind of like Toad late because it gives you a more comfy way to get into the stopped clock. You're kind of rushing into it if you're trying to get Toad on the way. Ooh, Bomb's also having trouble with Rainbow Ride Reds. It's one of the harder stars for sure, and it demonstrates just how important good movement is for this game in general.
I love what we saw there of being persistent to get back onto the horse, if you will, and then once doing so, just nailing it from there on out.
Well, yeah, in a race setting, you have no choice but to do that. Oof.
I hate to tell you, but failure is always an option.
Yeah, though it is more of an option when you're not doing a race at the very least.
Yeah, it's true.
Here, you're locked in. You have to commit.
Both these runners doing that. That 3-star lead still on the table.
Scythamer getting through flippies quite well. Not quite getting that fast ending for Pendulum, though. That rollout onto the other gear is difficult to pull off.
TTC is a beautiful stage, and
Beautiful.
It's fun to watch the movement through because of both the level of optimization of the runners and the way the stage was designed. But it is a nightmare to run.
Yeah, fair. I'll definitely take it over Rainbow Ride, though.
I agree. But Rainbow Ride is a giant chasm with some stars put about randomly.
Yeah. Kind of like the Sky Islands and Tears of the Kingdom. If we want to like keep these comparisons relevant to modern examples, you know.
Yeah, right on.
Not gonna spoil too much since it's still a very new game, but hope you're all having fun with that.
All right, 68. One more for Scythamer before talking to Toad, and the 100 coin for Bombs, just falling too short of it.
Yeah, those coin boxes are very peculiar. So, like, take 3 random numbers for all the directions of a coin, and then multiply that by 10. 1 out of the 30 is bound to just be a super high value and just fly away.
Only when you're on a really good pace.
Yeah.
Or in a race.
And there's a high quantity of these in TTC 100, so you're bound to miss 1 or 2.
That's a fair point.
I'm not gonna give the calculation because the specifics for that requires too much scary math.
I love it though that people are. I've seen the breakdowns of the entire game. I've seen so much amazing work done by the community as a whole. People with different interests all coming together for the common purpose of going fast.
Yeah, this game has had more rigorous stuff. Ooh.
Invisible bonk.
Yeah, that is an annoying thing about this game.
Especially this stage. I stay in my lane in this. If I don't know, I assume there's an invisible wall there.
Yep, and while that's happening, Scythamer's got some not quite getting that dive, but the movement leading up to that was super clean. Opting for moving left though, not quite getting it. Ooh,
no.
Got 0 framed.
Gonna slide all the way back to the first tilt.
But he's still got a lot of wiggle room, so...
Oh, for sure. Sure, big 3-star lead still.
Attempt 2. Ooh, not quite getting it. Ooh.
How many
This
times
is
do you attempt before switching? How stubborn?
Okay, so... I do moving right now, so... If I get blocked by the ceiling, I'll go for standing left back up. If I fall, the run is dead anyways, and I'll try again for practice sakes.
I love it. I love the mentality. Final Bowser, weirdly shaded, not like anything else in the game.
Face the rainbow! Not quite getting that first throw, unfortunately.
That was like a demonic Skittles commercial.
Oh yeah, like... Skittles is... Got some skeletons.
The second throw is good. Final throw as the stage collapses.
If they're willing to endorse the Koopa King of all people, then something's happening.
Great 1.5 spin there. Bomb's getting reds in TTC final star, but the final star for Scythamer and the 49-37 finish.
Didn't bought
beating
me in a
Bomb's
race.
PB.
It's all good.
Yeah, it would be if you PB'd, it'd be within 3 seconds of you.
Yep. That was on my previous PBs actually. But with that, give a massive GG's to Scythamer for pulling off a 49 in a race. That is not an easy feat no matter how good you are in this game.
Fully agreed. I've seen a lot of competitions and a lot of people who've had long periods of time to play and still not be able to pull that off. So, excellent work.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Bombs is committed to finishing the mission, so let's see how he does.
I love it. I love the mentality. I love the getting the practice in and finishing it out and seeing just how close final times are.
Yeah, at this level, making it upstairs is a privilege in its own right, so you do gotta get that practice in.
I will be interested who is closer to their PB at the end. I think it may already be mathed out where Scythamer is, but I think it's going to be close regardless.
So Scythamer's about a minute 40 off of his PB. Now
Fair
Bombs is in throws.
The final throws of the race.
Skittles endorsing another dark fight. That's one.
Double swing into the bombs.
2.
Bombs with some insider knowledge here, given their name.
Yeah. Ooh. Dramatic tension. A cliffhanger for this third throw. How could you, Saren? Why'd you make the script that way? And gets the third throw. Not sure if it missed or...
Yeah, or it just like kept going and
yeah.
buffered.
So I'm not really sure what Bombs' final time is at this point, but
I'm sure they can tell us. Looks like
I
both of
got
them are back.
I
yeah.
got a 51. I got a 51:39. Yeah, my stream just died at the end. I don't know why.
Your
All right.
poor computer. I can hear
I
it
got a 51.
suffering.
So Scythamer was the one that was closer
done?
to PB at the end of this race. But with that concludes another race of the 70-star Pro League. Scythamer taking the W. How do you feel about this victory, and what were some of your thoughts about the race in general?
I don't know. I was feeling pretty good after Fire Sea, and then I don't know. It's played pretty good until bits, at least.
You played
Yeah.
exceptionally. It seemed like you were really feeling it. You were on crisp, clean movement, well practiced. Watching you race reminds me why you have the time you do, and that it is purely earned.
Thank you.
All right, Bombs. So, while you did take the L for this race, you put up a valiant effort for tonight. You should feel good about your results. And how did you feel about your race?
The power of the stars is restored to
I mean, I played 4 minutes better than the other race, but
Thanks to you.
uh,
Thank you, Mario.
it was kind of bad. But
Special for you.
yeah, I made a
Right.
lot of stupid mistakes, and I was cringing the whole time. But it was fine.
Yeah, well, you still held yourself together very well. Thanks for taking the time to entertain us, Mao 64 degenerates. As mentioned before, if you want to see more of these high-octane gameplay races, subscribe to this channel to get notification on when the next ones happen.
Just to get my thoughts, Bombs. I think you got behind fairly early, but you kept pace after that. There a couple of minor mistakes, but overall, I personally think you did exceptionally well. You look very well practiced and a lot of good crisp movement with only a little deviation that Scythamer just didn't have today in that specific race.
Well, that makes one of us.
Fair enough. I think your self-criticism is part of what makes you so darn good at this game.
Yeah. Everyone's definitely their own harshest critic when it comes to this game. But nonetheless, Bombs has demonstrated his solid consistency in this race, even if he did take the L. All right. What were you going to say?
I was just going to give a huge shout out to Saren for hosting, and to you as well, Greeth, for some awesome commentary. I think we had some great discussion. I really appreciate being invited on.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Some of your insights were pretty interesting too. And definitely a huge kudos for Saren for hosting all these events for quite a while now. A bunch of 70-star and Odyssey events, and some Jack and Daxter too. Very diligent work, and we do appreciate your massive efforts.
Amen. GG Bombs and Scythamer.
Oh yeah, GG.
Yeah. Anyone know if they